Hurricane Debby has made landfall along Florida's Gulf Coast, and European stocks sank to a near 6-month low as markets opened today on fears the U.S. could be headed toward a recession. Good morning, I'm Corva Coleman from NPR News, and here are today's top stories. Hurricane Debby has made landfall in North Florida. NPR's Debbie Elliott reports tracking sites say more than 230,000 Florida customers are out of power.
Debby strengthened into a hurricane late Sunday, fueled by the warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico. It's affecting the Big Bend region, where Florida's Panhandle and Peninsula meet. Forecasters say the biggest threat from Hurricane Debby is water, with a 6 to 10-foot storm surge and dousing rains. National Hurricane Center Deputy Director Jamie Rome says Debby will slow down as it moves inland over Georgia and the Carolinas.
This really slow motion is just going to dump historic amounts of rainfall.
He says catastrophic river flooding is likely. The governors of Georgia and South Carolina have declared emergencies. Debbie Elliott, NPR News.
World markets have been volatile today following Wall Street's losses last week. European stocks have sunk to a near 6-month low in today's trading. NPR's Rob Schmitz reports the European market drops also follow big losses in Asian markets today.
The Pan-European Stoxx 600 index fell more than 3% in opening trading, hitting its lowest mark since February. This comes after the index had its worst week in nearly 10 months. Fears that the U.S. could be heading towards a recession have sent investors moving away from risky holdings. Across Europe, all major stock exchanges opened in the red. Banks lost more than 4%, financial services more than 3%, while the tech sector slipped 5%. The declines come after Asian markets tumbled, with Japanese shares dipping below its historic 1987 Black Monday low. Rob Schmitz, NPR News, Berlin.
In the U.S., on Wall Street, Dow futures are down more than 2%. Nasdaq futures are nearly 5% lower. Trading on Wall Street opens in 90 minutes. The U.S. Embassy has asked American citizens to leave Lebanon as tension grows worse in the region. There's concern and some expectation that Iran and the Iranian-backed Hezbollah group based in Lebanon would launch an attack on Israel. It would be in response for 2 assassinations of senior militant leaders last week. Israel has claimed responsibility only for one of these. NPR's Jana Raff is in Beirut, Lebanon, and says Lebanese citizens are coping with the tension.
There's definitely apprehension, but no panic, really. The health ministry says it has an emergency plan. There aren't really any bunkers here, so people will basically have to fend for themselves. And, of course, some Lebanese, including American and other citizens, are heeding their embassy's advice to leave.
NPR's Jana Raff reporting. Protests in Bangladesh have forced the country's prime minister from her job. Bangladeshi Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has resigned and may have left the country. The army says it'll form an interim government. This is NPR.